My name is Madison Barra, and welcome to my podcast, where it's all about teaching you how to lose weight, keep it off, and actually enjoy the process. I've lost over 70 pounds, and these are the failures and lessons I've learned along the way. Hope you enjoy and subscribe. We're going to go over toning up. So secrets to a sculpted body. Because here's the thing, ladies. I'm going to take a guess and say we don't just want to be smaller versions of ourselves, because if we were the same shape we were, just smaller, that's not good enough, right? We want a little bit of a different shape. We want to be tight, toned, defined. We don't want to be what we call skinny fat. Is that right? Has anybody heard skinny fat before? No skinny fat here, right? Say it. No skinny fat here. That's almost worse than being overweight. Both are not healthy. We don't want that. So let's talk about how we actually tone your body. So, old news, I've lost 80 pounds. We know this. You've heard it a million times, but this is a picture of my before and after. When I was losing this weight, ladies, I tried not a couple. I tried everything under the rainbow. But what I would notice is, these things would help me lose weight, then I'd gain it back. But the things that would make me lose weight, I didn't like the way my body looked when I lost weight. Has anybody lost a significant amount of weight before and they were like soft, or they had excess skin, or they still had cellulite, or they were jiggly? When we wave goodbye, our arm starts shaking. Has anybody kind of been there before? We even though we've lost weight and we're like, yes, cool, I'm here, but then it's like, that's still not good enough. What the heck am I missing? Like, what the heck am I missing? The scale went down. There's got to be more. So I noticed a couple things, and I wanted to point some stuff out to you, okay? Because this is very often misunderstood, and this is going to clear a lot of things up. So we understand it's not just about fat loss, ladies, because if we lose fat, how do we tighten the skin? And how do we build on your shape, right? Like if we're taking away fat, we're taking away from you. So we don't know what's left behind. We don't know what's under there, right? We want to change what's under there. So this is a very interesting picture. Looking at this picture, ladies, what do you notice? That's 5 pounds of fat on the left and 5 pounds of muscle on the right. What do we notice here? Same weight, different size. You can see that, right? Now, has anybody heard muscle weighs more than fat? Has anybody heard that before? That's said a lot, but that's actually incorrect. 5 pounds can't weigh more than 5 pounds. You know what I mean? 5 pounds is 5 pounds. So it's not that muscle weighs more than fat. Okay, what it is muscle is more dense than fat. Does that make sense? That's why 5 pounds of muscle takes up less space than 5 pounds of fat. So everybody right now, I want you to grab your stomach. Grab your stomach. If you can grab it with one hand, that means there's 5 pounds at least on your tummy. If you can grab it with 2 hands, that means there's 10 pounds at least on your tummy. Now, that's taking up a lot of space, isn't it? For only the number 10. You get what I'm saying here, ladies? So, what does this mean? So, first things first, what this means is if you ever hear anybody say muscle weighs more than fat, you can be like, that doesn't make sense. Wrong. Now you guys are geniuses, okay? But also, that means that if we are going on a weight loss journey and we are bothering to build muscle, which we should be because that's how we change our shape, right? The number on the scale might not always be the best way to measure progress. Does that make sense? Because I know we're always told scale, 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 scale. And yes, scale is important because it's one of the biggest measuring tools. However, it's not something that you can rely on all the time, because there will come a point where you've been consistent enough with your exercise that you're now gaining muscle. You're losing fat, gaining muscle. And usually it happens at the same rate. Therefore, the scale is probably going to plateau. But even though the scale plateaus, you're still going to see noticeable changes in the mirror, noticeable changes on how your clothes fit. Does that make sense, ladies? Has anybody felt that before? Maybe they did try to lose weight, the scale didn't move, but their clothes fit better. Potentially you gain some muscle, is what that means. So here's the thing we have to understand, right? If that's true, then we need to make sure that we actually are gaining muscle, and we can say that without a doubt as to why the scale's not moving, right? Because it'd be nice to jump on the scale and it didn't move and be like, oh, it's just because I'm building muscle. I won't worry. Well, we better make sure that it was actually the muscle. You know what I mean? Or 2 weeks later, we've made no progress because we think we gained muscle. So how do we make sure we've gained muscle properly? Well, first things first, like I said, the scale cannot be the only tool in your toolbox to measure progress. In fact, if it is, you are screwed. You are on a one-way trip to disappointment, and it's only a matter of time till you fall off. If that is the single biggest heavyweight thing that's carrying all your motivation is the anxiety before you step on the scale every morning, if the scale has an emotional reaction from you, the scale is winning. And you don't win in weight loss if your scale wins. Does that make sense? You win if you have control, not your scale has control. You win if you can snap your fingers, know exactly what to do to control that number. So what are the other tools you need in your toolbox? Okay, well, we have the scale, definitely important. We have measurements, definitely important. When we inevitably run into a plateau on the scale, doesn't mean we ran into a plateau on our results. You pull out that tape measure, you notice your inches are down. Guess what? You get a burst of motivation instead of a burst of discouragement. That is the difference between giving up and keeping going. Is that clear? Having these tools is the difference between saying, screw it, it's not working, to, oh, it's working, I just wasn't paying attention, right? So we got the scale, we got our measuring tape, we have before pictures. Everybody's favorite, I always say that. Before pictures, you take them consistently, right? Maybe you're not smaller, maybe your shape has changed. Maybe it didn't target your belly yet, but holy smokes, look at how small your arms are getting. Look at how lifted your butt is getting, right? The before picture gives us a whole overall picture. That's important. What else? What about your consistency? Have you been consistent more days in a row than you ever have before? Check. That's a measurement of progress. What about your positive self-talk? Check. That's a measurement of progress. So when in doubt, when the scale is giving you a negative reaction, you are reacting negatively to it, you must go pull out another tool from your toolbox or that negative reaction will win. Is that clear? So that's a tip for you. Make sure you've always got tools in your toolbox. A good handyman has an entire toolbox, okay? If you want to be good at weight loss, you can't just open your toolbox and see one thing. It's got to be full, okay? So we all want some version of this, right? Maybe not exactly like this, but my point is we want to see definition, right? Heck yeah. Can you imagine taking a picture of yourself and having definition without flexing? And having a double take at the picture because you're like, oh, is that really me? Is that really me? I had one lady, someone took a candid picture of her without knowing, and it was from behind. And then when she was showing her the picture, she's like, oh, who's that? She looks good. I haven't seen her before. And it was herself. How funny is that? Isn't that so awesome? That's what I want for you guys. So how do we get there exactly? Okay. So what we're going to do is, first things first, I'm going to break down the body and workouts. So this is really cool. So I've created something that I like to call the workout wizard. Can we all see this here? Yes? Okay. I will give you the link to this. It'll be in the description of the replay video if you want access to this. Okay? That's where you can find it. So the workout wizard, we're going to go through this one by one or page by page. And basically what this is going to do is teach us kind of how to organize our workouts. Okay? Not necessarily because you want to make your own workouts all the time. You definitely shouldn't have to do that. But this is going to give you some understanding as to why we should do what we should do. And also, most importantly, to know what to avoid so we're not tricked. You know what I mean, ladies? Like, we don't want to be tricked again by somebody promising something or a trainer who might not know what they're talking about. Like, whatever's happening, we don't want to be tricked. We want to be smart, right? So, the workout wizard. Couple myths I want to break down for you, okay, on the left-hand side here. Number one, you can't spot treat. What does spot treat mean? That means if I want my tummy to disappear, I can't go do a million crunches. That's not how it works, okay? Our body will lose weight in the way that is genetically programmed to do. Now, unfortunately, ladies, what that means is where we want to lose it the most is usually where we lose it last. Does anybody realize that? That's okay. That doesn't mean that area never goes away. What happens is we give up too soon before we start to see the fat go from that area. Does that make sense? So we can't spot treat means we can't target fat loss, but if we continue on a weight loss journey, you will lose weight everywhere. It is only a matter of time. Clear? So no giving up too early. Okay? Now, you can't get bulky. Okay? Women can't get bulky lifting weights. You're not on steroids. Everybody you see that's crazy big is usually on something. I promise. Okay? Especially in today's world. Don't be afraid of getting bulky. What you're going to get is get toned and defined. Promise. Okay? Cardio burns fat. Not all the way true. Okay? Cardio is not the fastest and most efficient way to burn fat. Cardio is great for health. So if you like walking, if you like running, if you like biking, please only do it because you enjoy it. Don't be adding in cardio because you think it's going to improve results or speed up results. It won't. It's just a pain in the butt. And then eventually we think it's a chore and then we hate it. We talk ourselves out of it. And then we feel bad for talking ourselves out of it. You know that cycle? Like, can we stop that now? Can we stop that freaking cycle, please? Just do exercises because you want to do them, not because you think they're going to speed things up. Can you see the perspective shift? That way we can get a workout done instead of dreading it, okay? Exercise choice matters. That's not true. Not true. You don't have to rack your brain about what to do. It's if it's working the muscle group you want to target, that's all you have to worry about. It's not like squats are better than lunges or better than hip thrusts or better than this. Nope. If it's all working the same muscle group, it's okay. So you just choose, again, the one that you like. Imagine that. So if you don't like burpees, stay away from burpees. Very simple formula here, ladies. Do what you like, or at least stay away from what you hate. Okay? Workouts should be long. Not true. Not only do we not have time for long workouts, we don't like long workouts. It's just like, why am I still doing this? Number 3, you can have more bang for your buck in a shorter amount of time. I just had my son Maximus, and I have to get in really short workouts because he's only napping for like 20 minutes at a time. Right? So it's like, go, 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 go. I don't have a choice but to be quick with my time. And when you actually realize you can get more done in less time, any other mom realize that? You can get more done in less time. So why won't we apply that to our workouts? Okay? And then last myth here, you need to be sore post-workout to know it was a good workout. That's not true. Feeling sore is cool because you're like, ooh, I feel my muscles, it's working. But just because you're not sore doesn't mean it was a crap workout. It doesn't. Sometimes you're sore, sometimes you're not. It just depends on where your muscles are at. Doesn't mean it was a bad workout, okay? So those are some myths. Now, what's really cool is there are about 10 muscle groups in the body, okay? I'm going to go through them. Very simple. You ready? Chest, back, shoulders, biceps, triceps, quads, hamstrings, glutes, calves, and core. 10 of those. So how do we break those up? Well, we break them up into 4 categories: upper body, lower body, core, and cardio. How easy is that? So now instead of 10 things to worry about, we just brought it down to 4. Making sense so far? So you only have to worry about 4 categories when exercising. 4 categories per workout. You got to hit your upper body, you got to hit your lower body, you got to do some type of cardio in terms of heart rate, and you got to do some type of core work. Very simple, right? Yeah. Now here's what's even cooler. When you do a back exercise, you indirectly work your biceps. So you never have to worry about biceps. When you do a chest exercise, you indirectly work your triceps. So don't worry about triceps. Okay? When you do any exercise, you also should be working your core. Because you're bracing. You want to brace your core in every exercise. So that means you don't have to worry about your core. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? So we're just trying to make it smaller and smaller and shorter and shorter. So what you want to do, if you want to create your own workout, if you're ever confused or you're like, oh, I really want to get a workout in now, or I have to get a quick workout in, you pick one exercise for upper body, one exercise for lower body, one exercise to target your core, and one exercise to target your heart rate. Very simple. Now, step 2 here, okay, step 2 here is I've listed off a couple of exercises that targets each muscle group. So let's say for your lower body, okay, you really want to target your butt. You want a nice lifted butt. Anybody want to target their butt? They have a pancake butt, or unfortunately a cottage cheese butt. That used to be me. But that you say you want to target your glutes, right? So you go to glutes. That's your lower body exercise. You only have to choose one. Even though there are 4 different muscle groups in the lower body, you only have to pick one for a workout. right? It's not we have to hit every muscle group with every exercise every time we work out. We don't have to do that. How does that sound? It's a little bit of a relief, right? Only 4 exercises per workout. What? Then you pick the 4 exercises you want. So you pick upper body, lower body, core, cardio. Then you say, okay, what muscle group in each of those categories do I want to pick? Glutes, back, shoulders, whatever. Okay, you pick your muscle group out of the 4. Then from there, all you have to do is pick how many sets of that exercise, so how many full rounds of your workout do you want to do, okay? And I've put here, 5 sets plus is advanced, 3 to 4 sets is intermediate, 1 to 2 sets is beginner. And then once you have your sets, you pick your reps, okay? And then you pick your reps based on what you want to achieve. 1 to 3 reps builds power, which is speed. 4 to 7 reps is strength, right? So you lift a really, really heavy weight for less reps. 8 to 12 reps is toning, and 13 plus reps is muscle endurance. So you just pick that. You got 4 exercises. How many rounds? How many reps do you want to do? This making sense? Super easy, okay? You don't have to go follow a bodybuilder's workout where they do lower body splits and upper body splits, and they spend an hour in the gym just absolutely only working quads, and then you can't go to the bathroom the next day because it hurts to sit on the toilet. Like, we don't need that, okay? So that's how you do that. Now, and then after that, it's very simple. All you do is progress your workout every time. Usually I suggest keeping the same workouts for 1 month at a time. That's how you can get the most toned, by really pushing that muscle. And then to increase your strength or progress your fitness level somehow, all you have to do is each time you do the workout, you pick, do I want to increase the sets? Do I want to increase the reps? Do I want to increase my weight? Or do I want to decrease my rest? That is how you make sure you're progressing. I don't know about you guys, but when I used to go to the gym, I used to do the same exercises over and over again, same weight, same reps, same routine, because I didn't know any better. And my body didn't change at all. It changed a little bit because of beginner gains, and then it completely stopped and plateaued. It's because I wasn't progressing. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, I did 3 sets at 15 pounds. Now I'm going to do 4 sets at 15 pounds next time. And the next time I'm going to do 4 sets with 20 pounds. Does that make sense? And you can choose whatever you want here. As long as you're keeping track, you can always look back and say, how can I make this 1% harder? You target here. Make sense, ladies? Yes? Cool. So that is how you kind of can look at exercise from now on. I really just want to give you guys, as much value as possible. Like, when I tell you I struggled with my weight, like, I could cry if I think about it too much. Like, just like decades, like, of floating through life, hiding. I didn't go to my family's parties because they hadn't seen me since I gained the weight, and I didn't want them to judge me. I've gone summers and summers without looking at a beach because I just wouldn't go. So I want you guys to have the tools. So if you've ever felt like I have, you don't have to anymore. Or if you haven't felt like I have, you can avoid it. Like, really and truly, like, it's more than weight loss. It's a second chance at life. It's like taking years off of your life. Energy, confidence. It's so important. It's so much more than weight loss. I don't know if you guys understand that. I don't know if anybody's like thought about it like that, but it's, weight loss is surface level. I always like to say weight loss is a side effect, right? Weight loss is a side effect of something else happening, right? What's going on that made us gain the weight in the first place? And then we target the problem. We stop treating the symptom. Weight loss is a symptom. Like, if we went to the doctor to treat a symptom, we'd never get a cure. And that's what a lot of the diet industry does. They treat your symptom. They help you lose weight fast, but they didn't treat the root cause. And so you keep coming back to treat the symptom. I don't want you to have to treat the symptom anymore. I want to cure it once and for all. If you found this podcast valuable, I hope you can leave a 5-star review. And if you want to learn more about how to lose weight fast and for good, visit Tremera.com. Thank you for listening, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss another episode.